Good evening, Academy 55. Hang on, let me just record this event. Hello, yes, good evening, Academy 55. Debbie Khan here on 5 to 7 on Wednesday, the 9th of July, 2025. We are looking at the NAS100, also known as the US 100. Following our Academy 55 indicators and strategy, looking at the buy and sell zones on the 5-minute time frame and acting accordingly. So this is where we are at the moment. We have a situation where we have a sell. We are out of the consolidation area, but there's a big but. In another 4 minutes time, we have news. It's a restricted event. That means we cannot get into this 2 minutes before 7 until 2 minutes after 7 on the FTMO, else it will go against you. So we just got to watch this play out in whichever way it's going to play out and take advantage if we can, when we can. It's a shame, but this is the rules. FTMO won't let us play. And the reason it's been going into consolidation since 6 o'clock for the last hour is because we have news at 7 o'clock in 3 minutes time. We just have to watch it play out, and then at 2 minutes past the hour, then we can play if there's anything worth left to play for. It's just the way it is. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. In the meantime, I can put my 5-minute time frame on and tell you that this is the sell zone on the 5-minute. Mark it up. And this is the buy zone. Mark it up. So we'll go down to the 1 minute. And as you can see, we've already been in the sell zone. So the next sell would be the one to take, but we can operate for the next, we're with that 4-minute area now, 2 minutes to and 2 minutes after the 7 o'clock, which we're restricted. We cannot possibly trade, even though there's a nice sell sign there, because chances are 7 o'clock will go and the news will go, and we're not allowed to be in it because FTMO rules. If you haven't got FTMO and you've got your own account, well, by all means, yeah, you could be in it. But FTMO's restrictions means that we cannot play until 2 minutes after 7. But then possibly the fun will be over by then, and there won't be no bones to pick over. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But I can certainly paper trade it, which is what I'm doing. So we got another 50 odd seconds to wait. So you asked and we listened. People wanted me to have a go at 7 o'clock in the evening. Not my favorite time of the day. I'm usually on the wine, but public demand and all that. Let's hope it pays off. But as you can see, if we were trading normally, I'd be waiting for it to break out of this consolidation. We're already in the sell zone. This is the buy zone here. So when we get there, I'd be thinking about putting my stop loss to entry. But let's see what happens with this news, because it's now 7 o'clock. Is this news going to come up to anything after saying all that. And because that's a sell zone, I wouldn't be interested in taking a buy. Nothing, not a lot is happening. Usually, sometimes if it's big stuff, it's more or less instantaneous. I won't be thinking about taking a buy, but I've just got the EUR USD and we've been in the buy zone on the EUR USD. I wouldn't be thinking about taking a buy on the US 100, but I would be thinking about taking a buy on the EUR USD. So we'll change over conditions. And do this 2.2 pips away. Line chart. Again, I'd want it to be breaking away from all this area here. This is where I'd want the stop loss on the trend line. We've got a buy alert. If I break a new high, I possibly would be in on the buy. Well, nothing happened with that news, which is a bit of a But we've got consolidation on the EUR USD also. And also we are coming into the buy zone. This sell is coming into a buy zone, so I wouldn't want to be taking a sell too much because we're coming into a buy zone. So I wouldn't be wanting to operate on that sell. So perhaps not. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take that off and I will go and look at both of these together. This is the US 100. This is the EUR USD. Now, I wouldn't want to be taking a buy on the US 100 because of the sell zone. And the exact opposite, I wouldn't want to be taking a sell because we got a buy zone down here on the EUR USD. So both ways we are stuck unless this sell comes into prominence. This is where we are at the moment. A little bit of tricky trading. Tricky trading sounds like a name, doesn't it? But we're not wasting any money. That's the most important thing. And now our restrictions are off now. So if anything does happen, we can now place a bet because it's gone 2 minutes after the 7 o'clock. And I must admit, it didn't do nothing. They were obviously expecting it. That's why there were restrictions. We was expecting a little bit, but nothing did happen. Strange. There we go. That's trading. Trade what you see, not what you think. So I'd be operating on a buy on the EUR USD because this is a buy zone down here. And I'd be operating a sell because this is off this sell. And that'll be my stop loss. I'd want to be seeing price getting below this purple line. But we've had lots of consolidation over the last hour. Right. We have a buy on the EUR USD. So that's where the stop loss will be. Got a 4.1 pip stop loss. There's the trend line's green. We're activating off that buy there. just let it do its thing. If it creates a new high of that candle there, I guess I will be in for a buy. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. A lot of volume coming all of a sudden there. I'm on the EUR USD at the moment, on the minute. I haven't placed any trades as yet. I'll be waiting for a new high to form above this one here. Then I guess I could be in for a buy on the EUR USD. There's my stop loss where the trend line is green. If we get that far, but we've got an awful lot of consolidation. So although there's more volume there, it could be more volume, but consolidatory. But it is what it is. Quickly go on to the EUR USD on the 5-minute time frame. That one's no longer valid. So I'll take that away. See, we've gone for a buy on the US 100, but that is a sell zone. So no can do on that one. All we can do is, if it is valid, maybe take the trade on this buy on the EUR USD because we've been in the buy zone. But I'm going to wait for a little bit longer. Things are going sideways a bit, which I don't really. What do you want? You want a trending market? Right, I'm in for a buy on the EUR USD. 6 pips stop loss. Because it says 60 there. So that's a 6 pip stop loss. So I'll draw it up on the EUR USD. I'm no longer interested in the US 100 because let's just draw that up quickly. Get down to the minute first straight away. Long position, 6 pips. This is where my stop loss was on the trend line, 6 pips, which is, hang on, which is there. My 2-to-1 is more or less on the sell zone. Let's just have a look at that. There we go, look, sell zone. But this is the highest it's been, so this is risky. Well, it's all risky, but this area here is the purple line. This is on the 5-minute time frame. But can we get 2% on the? I'm asking it to go a long way because the EUR stopped trading now. They finished at 4 o'clock this afternoon, 3 hours ago. So we're running on whatever the US gives us. The dollar is doing basically. So that's the trade I'm in. Nice to see so many people on tonight. Like I said before, you spoke the other night. We've listened, so that's why I'm here at 7 o'clock tonight. Trading. Well, originally it was going to be the US 100, but the US 100 let's show you. The US 100 has gone for a buy, but we know this is the sell zone, so didn't want to get into that because I don't fancy it. Doesn't mean to say it won't work. It just means it's contradicting, and I don't want to contradict and confuse you guys anymore. And I want confirmations, and that is not a confirmation because that's not a good sign. That's the sell zone. So I took a buy because we had the sell zone down here on the 5-minute time frame on the EUR USD. There it is still. So we took the next buy, which is there, and away we go. We're on this one now. This is following the tactics and the rules of the Academy 55. But we are now equal heights with this over here. This is obviously a very important line because it was staying along this line, respecting this area for 4 o'clock this afternoon for quite a long while, and it's there again. So have we got enough oomph to get it above that? I certainly hope so for my trade. But if we have a 1% loss, we have a 1% loss. I already took a trade today at 2:30, and I won my 2%. So I'm allowed to trade one more time, and this is it. So if this one loses, I'm on 1% for the day, which is not bad. Very good. And actual fact, I'm already in the trade, this trade now, so I can't really, there's no point. So what we'll do is I will just show you. It's only 2 minutes long, the actual trade I took. Hang on, I'll just show you the trade I took 2:30 this afternoon, taking advantage of the volume creeping in because of the New York Stock Exchange opening. So here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. It's David Garn here for Academy 55 on Wednesday, the 9th of July, 2025. It's as you can see, it's now 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm taking advantage of the phenomenal volume that creeps in at this time, usually on most days, and it looks like it's set to go really, really high on the back of trade deals. I know that we've been in a sell zone now, but it depends. I'm taking advantage of the volume. As you can see, I waited till after 2:30. Let's see how the volume candles have grown. The last 3 candles, especially to the ones before. That's because the volume's kicked in. So we're going to see, hopefully get this baby up to 2%. But I know we've breezed past the sell zone, but we got another sell zone above where it is at the moment. So I'm going to be looking out for that. So let's see what happens. This is me putting it on fast motion, by the way. Sped the camera up, so I just raised it to 2% a bit, and as you can see now on TradingView, it is coming up to the 2% mark. Not very far away now. I put my stop loss to my entry, so I've got a risk-free trade, and it looks like we're going to be out with a nice 2% profit, thanks to the volume at 2:30 here in the UK for the US 100. And that's the final shot. So that's what I was up to this afternoon. Meanwhile, let's get back to what's going on today on the EUR USD. Check the trade. So we are climbing at least. This is where we are on the in the scheme of things. Got a 6 pip stop loss though. So effectively the EUR USD has the trouble 12 pips. Yeah, I know I'm good at maths. Nice to see all those people on. If you're watching on YouTube, you can write a question in if you have a question about what you've seen here today. Also, I'm going to throw. Oh, right, how do we do that? I think that means that anybody who's got a question can actually come in and answer now. Ask a question, and if I can answer you, I certainly will. Okay, so let's have a look at what's going on. So originally we was going to be doing the US 100, but that's all topsy-turvy. Unfortunately. So if you have any questions, please let me know. So I took a trade earlier on with the New York opening at 2:30 in the afternoon, having quite a good success with that because we know the volume kicks in, and today it went through a sell zone. So I took the buy, but it shot through the sell zone. But usually with the amount of volume that you see at that time of the day, volume kicking in, and just purely acting on the volume, it took it to its 2% conclusion, blasting through the first sell zone, heading towards the second sell zone. And I was just riding the wave basically going forward. And so now I've taken this trade here, and we are looking hopefully for this to go a little bit higher, but it's reacting off the news on the dollar because the EUR stopped as an exchange. They stopped 3 hours ago. So everything is reactionary off the strength of the US dollar. It is most of the time anyway. But at least sometimes the EUR has got a bit of a say so in strength and stuff like that, but not at this time of day usually. So let's just try and trade what we see, what we think. So I'm going to take the indicator off and go on to the 5-minute time frame on the EUR USD, and there is no imbalances up here, no reasons that I can see why price would get up to those levels. We've got a very nervy market. It's been going sideways for a heck of a long time. The zones are not that, and we're more or less in the middle of that zone now. So you know what? I'm half tempted just to take the trade where it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stop loss, because the parabolic SAR now has reached that area now, and it's on the entry line. So if it comes down and takes me out, I haven't lost any money. I've got a risk-free trade now. Because of the action here, we know we're in the middle of the zone. And if we have another little bit of volume to kick it on towards the sell zone up here, that would be absolutely really fantastic. But there's no imbalances up here that I can see. Let's go on the 15-minute time frame. If it doesn't show up on the 5-minute, it very, very rarely does on the 15-minute. So on the hourly, right, we've got a bit of imbalance up here on the hourly. And I'm hoping maybe price would want to go up here to, but when that will be, they can take their time. I'll just put in fibs on now. Sometimes they go to the 50% mark, which is just below the sell zone there. But I got a risk-free trade now going on all this. Let's go back to the 1-minute time frame. Very nervy sideways action. It has been for a long, long time. Ever since 3 o'clock. So I have a, like I say, I've got a, let's see if we can get a bit of money anyway, just a little bit. So I'm going to raise this just below that parabolic SAR there. Now I've got $471. Hang on a little bit more. Put it down there. Sorry, $139, which on $100,000 account. Just following the parabolic SARs all the way up, because this is making me not nervous, but making me very suspect that we're not in a trending market. We're in a sideways market, and we shouldn't be trading in a sideways market really. But so I've got a little bit of money for my troubles, $139, which is okay, and that's added on to the 2% I did earlier on. So all great, and if it comes down and takes me out, so be it, because that'll force the parabolic SAR above, like it has now. It might take me out now for $139, which is okay. I'm okay with it. I haven't lost any money because we got imbalances down here. No imbalances that I can see worth having above. And we've got a long way to go to get our 2%, 12 pips, in fact, which is quite one of the bigger trades we have on the 1-minute time frame. We got a question in chat. EIUSD was already in the buy zone an hour ago, same zone. My question is how many times we can trade the same zone or any other reason we enter the trade? As many as you want to. Because, yeah, a buy zone is a buy zone. Yeah, you can trade that buy zone as many times as you want to. Good question, Olga. Right, so the way it has a bit of a go and then it levels off. Same with the cell earlier on. If I scrunch it up, bit of a cell, levels off. Yeah, so I'm not expecting too big of things here, but I'm on $139 on $100,000 account. Is which is not a great thing, big thing for, but it's better than losing. And the reason I'm doing that is because this is not filling me with confidence, all this action, price action here. But we're hopefully getting a bit more and a bit more. Now I just want a bit of a volume to push that power sort of down again, and then we can hopefully gain a bit more. But we are teetering on the edge of maybe just getting that $139. It's better than a poke in the eye with a stick, isn't it? Technical term. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well today. Had a great day. Beautiful sunny evening down here in Cornwall, the southwest of the UK. That's where I live. Been sweltering all day. Well, we got a heat wave now till at least Tuesday. Third one this year so far. But we usually end up cooler than the rest of the country, really, because of the sea breezes coming from the south coast, the north coast of Cornwall, the south coast of Cornwall, and also from east to west and west to east. So it usually ends up a little bit cooler here in this peninsula, but it's hot enough for me, let's put it this way. Right, so we have gone completely sideways now, so we could be facing $139 profit, or we could be getting a bit higher. Obviously, I hope we're going to get a bit higher, but we don't know. Also, we got imbalance down here, which doesn't really fill me with too much confidence because price loves balance, and we might be getting down here before we go up there. But you never know. You never know. Timing is the one thing we don't know what their timing is. Another question. Hang on. Olga's asking question. She's not giving me a life. She's asking for another trading session at 2:30. I'm doing one tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and we might fit in a 2:31 next week. Sometime I'll look into it. I'm only going to be trading with you guys 4 times a week. I'll have a word with Steve about that. So for all those new, we'll play this in a minute. Hang on. Just play this for a minute.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here. for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, trading assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Right, so let's have a look where we are. We're just about to be taken out for that $139. If that's what's going to happen, that is what's going to happen. So be it. But as you can see by the size of the candles, the volume has, there we are, just got taken out. So $139 it is. That's about £100 in English, isn't it? Something like that. Nearly a day's wages for a lot of people. So with that, and also I won earlier on 2%. That equates to about 0.1% in my trading journal. Show you that now actually. So there we go. So that's where we are at the minute. On the minute. But my and as you can see, the volume ribbon is just starting to go red now. Let's make this a bit bigger. Yeah, it's looking like it might come down to here, and then parallel stars are above price, and we might come down to fill out these imbalances here. The volume has gone right out, so not much fun as far as that's concerned. Let's have a look at the US 100. So let's have a look at that. As you can see, that was the sell zone. So let's see what happened with that in the end. I'm down on the 1 minute. I'll get rid of that a minute, so as not to confuse. Long position. Did I choose the right horse to be on? Minimum of 2,000 units, which is there, which is the equivalent of 2 pips. And your 2% is up there. And you're running against the fact that you're in the sell zone there. But it did get to like 1%, which is good. We weren't to know that. That's hindsight. And I wouldn't have taken the trade because of this sell zone. If anything, I was hoping that sell would have done its thing, but it didn't. But so yeah, 7 o'clock on an evening on the US 100 usually, because when it goes, sometimes it goes, but we have an awful lot of sideways on the EUR USD and an awful lot of sideways on the US 100, which is, you should never, it's not a very good probability trade when you're trying to trade in consolidation, really. But We didn't lose any money, and in fact, I made 0.1%, which is not a lot, but like I said, it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. And see, there's the sell zone up there on the EUR USD, but we're underneath the purple zone now. So is there a big, not big, but is there a tendency for have a sell bias? But it doesn't matter. I got a little bit of money. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. If I put my stop loss to my entry, I would have broke even. But as you know, I followed the parabolic SAR up, so I got up about there. I'm going to mark it down as a break even, really, because 0.1 is neither here nor there, really. But I'm quite happy that I won a little bit of money at least. Very happy that I didn't lose any money. That's your main priority. The first rule is not to lose any money. The second rule is don't lose any money. So I'm happy about that. And showing off the Academy 55 indicators and strategy, even at 7 o'clock at night. Many people have been trading this hour and had a lot of success. It works at all times of the day. And I appreciate a lot of you in the UK have just come home from work. And this may be the only time you do to try and get a trade in. So we'll try and vary it a bit more. But I haven't said that. This is personally my favorite time to trade, but I do appreciate a lot of people are working, and we'll try and accommodate that also. So with that being said, there ain't no more questions. Just have a quick look at my YouTube channel. No, there ain't questions there either. Hang on. Olga saying, thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for being here, Olga. I hope you got something a little bit out of this, and everybody else who's on it as well. So with that being said, guys, thanks very much. I will be here again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock on the EUR USD. Hopefully it'll be a bit trendy, and we'll see if we can get ourselves a trade. But thanks very much for your time tonight, and speak to you soon. Bye for now.